record to cloud. So let's right here, right? You say this is not a discovery motion, but now you're motioning for dismissal here. You know what I mean? And I think that was just because you were mixing documents together.
No, it's not. It's
Or
not
that
because I was
was it?
it's not because I was mixing documents. It literally, I mean,
Was this in the original document?
the original one I got it from, yeah.
Okay.
Except for the word plea and abatement was bill of particulars, remember?
Right, because I remember this not a discovery motion was in the bill of particulars. But to me, that's
Yeah.
contradicting, right? So you're saying it's not a discovery motion, and then you're motioning for dismissal. So
Well, it still makes it a motion, just not a motion for not a discovery motion.
mm,
Take it out. I can see why you think it should be taken out. I'm fine with taking it out.
I'm wondering if we should be motioning at all. But you know, if this motion for dismissal was a part of the abatement, but I guess
And
it
a
could be
move,
because
you know what? You're right. You're right. We shouldn't be motioning anything. We should be moving the court. So a move for dismissal.
well, move is a motion, same thing, but a move is still
It's not the same. It's from everything I've learned, emotion and moving the court. Like that's one of the things I know Yusuf always stressed every time I watched a video was you don't motion the court for anything. That's asking for a benefit or a privilege. You move. You tell them what they're to do. So a move
so,
is saying, this is what I want you to do. A motion is asking permission.
so
So you see the difference?
yes, and the difference that I'm aware of, right, is that you know if you're entitled to something by right, you want to demand it, right? So
So
like
that's
if you
what
so
yeah,
see
it's
how it
when saying
says
move.
it's a notice and demand for an abatement. So we'll change the like because if you are awarded something by right, you can demand them because you're entitled to them. You don't have to request them, and a motion is a request. You're asking the judge, right? But when you
Okay.
demand, you're telling him to do something. So when you file a motion, you're looking to move the court along down the railroad track, right down to Grand Central Station to where the judge and the prosecutor and the state gets paid.
Okay. I feel you. I do like the word demand better than move and motion. I
Right.
think actually the right word. All right. Glad we agreed on that. No, it's
Eh,
fine. That's the whole point of doing this in the first place.
correct. Absolutely.
That's
Uh,
why we're having a conversation.
hold on.
You know, I what I don't like that you're recording this is that my name is on it.
Where's your name? You can
It,
change your name.
no, I mean it's throughout the whole document while we're watching. So it needs
Oh, yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else
yeah.
might on it.
That's why I kind of like putting my address or anything on these things anymore because I'm gonna be sharing a lot of these things. So, but right now I'll use my box. So anybody could, if they want to show up at my box, you know, you're free to free to do so.
No, I'm with you. No, my address isn't on here anywhere. Just my full first and last name, which I mean, I guess it's all in the court documents. And I don't know if you noticed, but I did have my social down there on there, and I didn't like it, so I just took it out in general. It just said, "Will there be any that number 13?" I just ended it at, "Is there anything bearing my name?"
Correct.
Because it said social too, and I was like, that doesn't even matter. We know what my name is.
Right. And I would ask about the social if I ever find myself in court, right? But you can ask for it here too. Like, are you using my social? Was my social used on any of the documents bearing my name? You know what I mean? You got your social, you got your numinate, you got your auto tris, all these things that could be used on these documents that they're forging behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah,
So comes now the accused Kelly Bluebaugh. Is it Bluebaugh?
yeah,
Bluebaugh. A
yeah.
lawful de jure, sui, I can't even pronounce that last one. Citizen. Okay. Would you want to put woman? I don't like citizen.
I don't either.
No, let's put woman in her own proper person, sui juris, pursuant to the purview of the sixth article of the Bill of Rights and the ninth article of the amendment for the Constitution for, she says, for the United States
Yes,
of
for.
America. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or be disparaged, as well as other applicable provisions of law to the demand of Wayne County Third Circuit Court and the state of Michigan, a plea and abatement in regarding to the nature and cause of the accusation and any offenses which charges may be said to be brought against the accused. May be slash said.
So you're not saying that they necessarily did or didn't, just that's like basically putting it as in hearsay. That's how I interpret that,
Right.
you know.
Offenses with charges said to be brought against may
Mhm.
be said to be brought against the accused. That any and all various papers, documents, adhesion contracts, or agreements I may have signed with any government agency or entity or any others that might be construed, might be construed to indicate a conclusion contrary to my herein assertions were made. My herein.
Oh, see,
Okay,
I typed this all up by hand right here. This is me. So
that's good. This is good.
that
Signed,
might be true to indicate a conclusion contrary to my herein assertions were made.
signed by me on the basis of mistakes due to lack of full disclosure, creating a lack of full knowledge, a deliberate action of fraud, non-disclosure, concealment of material fact, and misrepresentation. Such action thereby creates a stressful situation of duress, intimidation. What's this word?
Vitiating all documents by such action of fraud. Vitiating, null and void. Do not, you know,
That's pretty hard right there. I like that.
well, I'm not an idiot either. So.
Yeah. I hereby revoke, disavow, and renounce my signature on all documents, instruments, and forms I may have entered, signed. This is good because I'm about to send back my license. Do you know that the state of Georgia sent me a fine for $25 because I haven't had insurance on my car? And I'm like,
What?
well, first, how the fuck do you know that? You know what I'm saying?
Why is it any of your business whether or not I do?
Exactly, because I'm supposed to be a registered driver, right? I'm supposed to follow the rules.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sending this shit back to him. And I'm putting private plates on my car. I'm probably gonna be getting pulled over a lot now. And I'm pretty much ready to start embarking on that.
Well, I don't know if I am with, multiple DUIs under my belt. That makes me nervous to open that front. Because a lot of people in this whole process say, it's up to you whether or not you want to keep it. I guess it depends on what happens when I continue the administrative process and get to know more about it. Maybe then I don't
Yeah.
know. Because it's not that I don't want to, it's just I feel like you're inviting that in your face, and I don't know if I don't know.
Well,
Is
so
it
to me, you're still inviting them in your space by putting that plate on your car, telling them that you're in commerce. So like people get pulled over with the plate on their car and they're telling the cop that they're not engaged in commerce.
Yeah.
You-
No, I
A lot of
feel you. I feel like you're less likely to, you know, get pulled over and then that.
of course, I agree. But I want to rescind all contracts because I don't want any minimum contact with the state in order to oblige myself to perform under any contract, whether I know it or not. Because
Yeah.
that's what it is. I like this sentence right here because I'm gonna put it this wording into my letter that I send to the DMV and to the the tag office telling I don't want this contract anymore.
I told Kyle that I said there's not a document I'm going to send into this court ever that does not have that paragraph in it.
Correct. I hereby revoke, disavow, and renounce my signature on any and all documents, instruments, and forms I may have signed with all parties in the instant matter or entities whosoever that might purport to have any contractual agreement or nexus between myself and all parties involved in this instant matter. It's beautiful. It's
Mhm.
fucking beautiful. So that the accused might be able to accept the charges once understood, this is an order to allow the accused to enter a voluntary, and knowingly and intelligent plea to any charges, ostensibly some or another alleged vehicle code crimes in order. Yeah, this came from the bill of particulars.
Yeah, I didn't feel like this needs may or may not need to be because it still is a vehicle code that they're trying to accuse me of.
Correct, correct. But I just remember this one because
Yeah,
it
this paragraph is from that bill of particulars.
okay. In order that she be able to put together a meaningful and substantive, that's a hard word right there, because we don't have substance anymore. We traded
Mhm.
substance for form. We got to be filling out all these forms, right?
Mhm.
Meaningful and substantive defense to such charges therein, in order that she not be deprived of life, liberty, or property without judicial process. We'll say judicial process, and thereby be subject to a bill of attainder or a bill of pain and penalties. Meaning you're getting punished before being judged and having your right to trial.
Wait, go back up. What do you want to do there?
So a bill of attainder and a bill of pain and penalties. Okay, these both of these are unconstitutional because you are afforded due process of the law before any life, liberty, or property can be taken away from you.
Well, without judicial process is just another way of saying without due process.
Correct. Yeah. Right.
Could
But
would you say without due judicial process? Is that too redundant?
I think it's worded fine. I'm just saying this is
Okay.
what's happening when we're going into these courts. We're being subjected to a bill of attainder
Mm-hmm.
because doesn't it feel like you're guilty before you have to prove your innocence? They're forcing
Yes,
you into a plea. Why
that's
would
what I.
I
You have
enter
to prove your innocence, not you're innocent until proven guilty.
they have to prove my guilt. I just have to stand there and
Mm-hmm.
answer to any questions. Like when you go there, you're answering to the charges, but you have your own questions as well.
Mm-hmm.
consistent and Consistent with and pursuant to the obligations of the government relative to the administration of criminal law, the answers to the below questions in a clear, ambiguous terms will be expected in a reasonable time frame, 10 days, taken into consideration to the upcoming hearing on Friday, May 31st, 2024. Right, you have to give them proper time and notice, right?
That's why I need to
It,
do this soon.
right. It's like 10 days, so just 10 days and it's the 10th now, so you would have to get this in by the 21st, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I need to send this like to my lawyer as soon as possible because that way then after the 10 days is up, then I can go in and send in, you know, a notice of non-answer.
So this is all from the bill. For discharge and obligation is for the fine is main. Will the person accepting such offer be prepared to sign receipt declaration of penalty of perjury that binds the state of the state or United States and it stops it from bringing further suits against the accused? Ah, that's good. Okay.
I like the number 11. If an offer of discharge of the obligation for the fine is made, will the person accepting, yeah, under penalty of perjury.
That's why you want that to be read on the record, right? Somebody else has to be liable for these charges because somebody's gonna have to answer to my claims if this case gets dismissed. You just wasted my time. You threw me in jail. You took my property. You did all this stuff to me
Mm-hmm.
on behalf of this case. Is this the list of questions shall not be construed? Because this is in whatever. And this is just, you know, let's see how this, all this white space right here.
What's up?
I'm just getting rid of the white space.
Oh, that paragraph is. Just bringing it up closer.
Yeah, because you don't want all that white space there.
I think
And-
part of it was it brought the memorandum of law to its own page too.
right. But once we, once you start changing the line spacing, then that gets to be a little thrown off.
Well,
Also,
and if doing that to you, then that's saying that this isn't formatted properly because they too are all about this and needing to be double spaced because like Yusuf said in one of his videos, some of these judges are blind.
mm-hmm. Anyway. Oh.
Sorry, I know I will reference Yusuf a lot, but that's because it's a lot of videos that I have watched to gain a lot of knowledge. Not saying that's the only place I've ever gotten it from though. Not to mention I have been watching him like all day today.
I love use of stuff, you know.
I think he's got good stuff.
Absolutely. I am in. I need to go to.
Yeah, I pulled something out of there the other day. Oh. And I wondered if I wanted to start my original sentence with this or if I just want to use this with myself. It's it says page 29 of 88. But what were you going to in there?
Let's see. Let's look at what you're talking about.
I got that whole book right here right now.
Right. So this is what I was looking at yesterday too. But apparently they want you to send this first, which is the petition, right? And then 29, you said?
That was page 29. What's the first part?
So the first one's a petition. This one's a notice in demand, right? Um,
Some of these just seem so like should
well,
this be what I'm doing right now? Because I think the only thing I can do is ask about the plea and abatement. You know what I mean? Not sending these letters to the judge and to the clerk, even though that sounds like it should be right. But as long as I have the attorney, the plea and abatement is the only thing I can send that I can be heard. Not necessarily will be heard, but can be.
yeah, and I think what this document does, it just covers all the bases and puts everyone on notice. And nobody said that you didn't tell them what you're doing. You know what I mean? You send it to the judge, you send it to the prosecutor. I mean, well, the prosecutor will get it within the petitions and the motions or whatever you file. But everyone else has been put on notice. I was looking at judicial notices too. So you might want to follow up with a judicial notice too. And I believe there's something in here for that. The courts operate on silent judicial notice. Let's see.
What page are you on?
I'm just
Okay. Well,
I'm
just
just
let me
going
know because I get, like I said, I got the same document right in front of my face.
right. See, like I move this court, and you, judge name, to take judicial notice that my special visitation was forced. Right. So like
Ooh, that's a good one. Which one are you on?
23 of 88. So this is the
23.
letter to the judge.
That's a good one.
Mhm. This court may take judicial notice that your name, an unenfranchised individual, has made a contrary conclusion of law to that of the plaintiff, your name, claims his guaranteed fundamental and unalienable rights stemming from both the national and state constitutions to full due process of the law and all criminal actions against him means he is subject to only judicial power, not legislative power. Like, like this is why I'm going through. Like, if you come in here, my drive, I've got like a common law template for plea and abatement, and I just got all of this. You got the letter to the clerk, the letter to the judge that we're just reading. You got the affidavit of corporate denial, right?
Yeah.
Got the two petitions, right? So you got the two petitions.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the petitions come before the notice and demand, okay? Because when you're a petitioner, there's either the petitioner or the plaintiff, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
petitioner has a respondent where the plaintiff has a defendant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the petitioner and the respondent will be common law stuff. This plaintiff and defendant stuff, right? That's where you get into that commercial law. Someone makes a claim, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then the other one makes a defense.
The corpus delicti is the sworn affidavit, right?
Corpus delicti means the body of the crime. Who's the actual victim? Like the affidavit's just sworn testimony on paper, but it doesn't get put on the record until it's read on the record. So like people keep filing affidavits, no one ever brings it up. They don't bring it up on the record, so you would have to force it on the record. That's why I like to keep my affidavit short, because if I have to fucking go in there and read it on the record, I don't want like 12 pages I have to read in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
So this,
My biggest thing is just making sure you pull out key points of it if you do end up having to read it. So therefore
I
having like your own copy with you of the key points that you want to make sure get into the record.
correct, correct.
So even though this is 12 pages long, I'm going to highlight this, 7 major points I want to make sure get said out of my mouth on the record.
Exactly. Like just like with me, I had my bill of particulars, and it was like 31 questions, but I just kept on. I stuck on because when you go into the court, the one thing you can stick on is the subject matter. Who in this courtroom has standing to bring any claim against you? And there's
Mhm.
no one. There's no one. No one there has a competent witness. No one there has been deprived of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness or property, right? You haven't damaged any property. No one can stand up and say that, look, they have a standing, except for the state, which is a fictitious entity. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, and the state as a corporation cannot bring a claim against myself as a living woman.
Correct. Where's the live party? I need the live party, man, or else I demand that the case be dismissed with prejudice. Petitioner John Doe properly capitalized, mail received, blah, 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 regarding complaint, demand, or accusation number, da, 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 da. Living woman by authority of the first article of amendment, AD 1781, to the Constitution of the United States, to petition this court to abate the above referenced accusation complaint on the following grounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
The accusation complaint against John Doe, a fictitious name, was delivered to my hand, or whatever, however, as a prudent man who fears that ignoring the instrument might well result in a coercive procedures being used against him. I have chosen to approach this court with this position that the court abate the instrument so it cannot in its present form further restrain my liberties. Wow. Wow.
Right. How do you have just that document? Or did you just copy and paste just that part?
Yeah. So I copied it and put it in a new document and turned it into a template.
No, good for you. I just haven't done it with that particular part. This book I printed this book up here. You see, I told you I
Yeah.
printed it up into this little thing. I've got it
Yeah.
all for the important parts. I
Right.
just had taken it and picked it apart like you have. I
Right.
did I did take certain parts out of certain ones. That's why I put the tabs on each beginning of each abatement so
right?
that I could use parts of each of them because, you know, not one of
So,
them is the one size fits all.
so what I'm doing is literally cataloging all of this stuff. Like if like I got this here,
Hmm.
right? These are my pleading templates. So I got the bill of particulars. I've got this common law abatement, letter to the public defender, and a motion for discovery, a motion to dismiss. I want to start putting in like judicial notice, just templates for any kind of scenario, you know what I mean? And just
Hmm.
catalog and just, have templates ready so people could go in there and get it and get ready for their court case.
No, I agree with you. It's just that's been my biggest hang up is sometimes I'll go to like I'll read them like we just did with mine, reading the whole thing and going, I don't know that I want every bit of that in my particular, like that bill of particulars. The first time I read it, I was like, okay, I do not want everything that's in here because I didn't want the attorney to sit there and come at me like I'm some kind of sovereign citizen, because nothing in here to me in my plea and abatement right now is
Mhm.
saying anything about trying to be, uh, any of that, of the
I agree.
of what they quote unquote call a sovereign citizen. Like everything that I put in here is just I am a lawful de jure in my own person, my own proper person, just asking these questions, so that they don't sit there
Absolutely.
at me like I am this sovereign citizen. No, I'm asking real legit questions that need to be answered to proceed forward.
Absolutely.
I feel like in a sense, maybe to take me more serious, that I'm not just coming at you as some sovereign citizen. As you quote unquote call it, I'm coming at you as a live, living person here. Yes, asking the questions that I have found to, be true under the law that you're not addressing. You're just skipping over in these court proceedings, and they need to be addressed before we can properly move forward.
Agreed.
Because that's what I feel is some of these documents. But I have had Kyle point out certain things when him and I have discussed stuff where he's like, well, you should have this or you should have that, and I have to go, all right, I need to go research this a little further before I can put this in there so that I know and feel comfortable with what's being said. Um,
Absolutely.
somewhere, I have, give me a quick second here.
What what I would do is like you like because right now you have a lawyer, right? So it's
Yeah.
probably gonna be problematic to get your documents past the lawyer. Okay. So
Yeah.
like you said, and plus you don't want to be viewed as a sovereign citizen with the oh
Hmm.
look at sovereign citizen with her 12-page document, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's gonna be real easy for them to start playing that card on you. I like this one, right? So while you're still getting that brief finished, you can send this petition in along with the letter of instruction to the attorney. What's today, Friday? You might be able to send it to him today, right?
I probably could if we get it done. Just the letter of instruction or that with this.
That with this, because this doesn't even need to be notarized.
Okay.
This doesn't even need to be notarized. Send this because you want to just petition the to take judicial notice. Okay. Like you feel like your rights are being infringed upon and you're not being given full due process of the law. That the instrument was served on or delivered to me as evidence that this case is a misnomer. Like this is the misnomer. Okay.
Hmm.
Meaning it's mistaken, it's a mistaken identity, right? A
Hmm.
misnomer or a mistaken identity. The instrument against the fictitious name John Doe, my given Christian name is John, with the initial letter capitalized as required by the rules of English grammar for the writing of names of natural persons. My paronymic family name or surname is Doe. With the, it just goes into it. Like this is a misnomer, and I believe this could be fraud. You guys are moving against me through deceptive practices, right? If the complaint or the accuser has any claim or argument against me, it can bring in a complaint accusation against me in my real name. In my real name. My objection herein will make it possible for the complainant or accuser to issue a correct writ, which is the primary purpose of matters in abatement. By this grounds, or by the content, grounds, intent, and definition is a petition in abatement and not a plea in bar. Ooh. It may not be construed as a motion for dismissal for the mere amendment of the instrument. Ah, so what you're saying is, look, we're abating the process. You got my name spelled wrong on these documents, right? Now, if you want to bring a claim against me, bring it against me and not my name, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's not a plea in the bar because that's what bar attorneys do, and it's not a motion for dismissal. You're just amending the original charging instrument. It may be justly resolved only by an abatement by the court. And then the second one is for venue. So you could probably put both of these in there or combine them into the same one.
I'm wondering if I should put parts of this into my abatement. You have that document though, so all right.
You can. This is public, so it's on my public drive, and you go into court documents, pleading templates, and you see the common law abatement.
What do I
You
have
can
to
you can download the whole folder.
do I have to get on TikTok to find that?
No, this is look. Let me send it to you. I'm gonna send it straight to you right now. Share, where's share? Share, and I'll
Sorry.
put it in the Telegram chat.
Oh, Telegram. Okay.
Oh, what the hell is that? Copy link. Copy link. Paste link. Thank you. There you go.
Okay.
This
Notice
one,
it and
this one,
debate.
yeah, this one goes into the venue now, right? The state name, uniform traffic citation, and complaint in issue neither indicates on its face a lawsuit is pending, nor does it comply with the rules or the rules for form and content of civil summonses and defective in the following ways. Just a way to pull out the defects. Oh my God. When it's like as you start learning this stuff, it's like, man, I can't wait to go to court. You know,
Hmm.
I love
Okay.
it. I would do both of these and the letter of instruction and send it to your lawyer. And then if he refuses, right, or if the court refuses, then you start following up with your demands, right? Because then even in here, there is the there is a default. I don't think I got to the default yet. Where is it? There is a default.
Okay. In that folder, which one am I looking for? Oh, misnomer. Gosh, bless. I got it.
I'm gonna number them. I'm gonna number them so people know to go in order or whatever. Because like the document, like it goes into petitioning the court, right? And then once they don't, if you got to move past the petitions, now you got to start filing demands and defaults, and then you start sending letters out to the. You're just covering the bases throughout the procedure to make sure everything is done correctly according to due process, not their process. You know what I'm saying? Because look, this is why they want to put an attorney on you because they are all bar attorneys and they all follow the rules of the bar, not necessarily due process of the law. But they'll make it seem like they're granting you due process, but they're not. What am I looking for? Hard way. I want to get that. I want to get that. Come on, goddammit. Oh, it's in here. Okay. Why
Like,
is
I
my
understand that this is like short and sweet here, this misnomer one,
Mhm.
but it's like the accusation or complaint against John Doe, a fictitious name, was delivered into my hand on the date of, what date was that besides the date that I received the ticket? Because other than that, they have never sent me anything. They haven't even sent me a letter to my house to appear in court. All of that's been done through my attorney this entire time.
Well, sure, right? Because you have an attorney, so you haven't seen any of these documents, right?
They're not in the court record because I went and looked them up online. Nothing's in there.
Hmm. Well, that's weird.
Well, what's even funnier is that it'll say that like my the petition for, I forget what it was, to I forget what it was. I'm trying to blank right now here. But the couple documents that my lawyer sent me that he did file into the record, when you click on them, you can't even view them.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Once you get rid of the attorney, all of those have to start coming to you, and you get to see everything. Well, you get to see what they're willing to give you. I'll say that. You'll see everything that they're willing to give you, the accusation letter, um, any police reports, any police incident reports. I it's so funny. I got the police report
I
on
have
the
the
day
report.
of my jury, right? I never got it until the day of the prosecutor waited until the day of my jury trial in order to give me my the police report, because I read it, and the police report, it actually helps me because I didn't need assistance walking, right? I was speaking clearly. You know what I mean? There was no signs that I was drunk because I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But all that is aside though. It's
Yeah.
so crazy. But all I'm saying is this, right? Like I would send these are short and sweet. Send these to your attorney, telling him you want to petition for an abatement, okay? And then if he doesn't want to do it, right, which he's probably not, right, that gives you the ground to let him go. And then you can start following up with your actual, like, get your briefs ready too, right, that you have right now, and then hit them with that next yourself when you're quote unquote pro se, but you're actually coming sui juris, right?
Hmm.
And then the thing is, before you even get to like discovery, this is what you're doing. You're abating the process. Like, look, I don't think this content by grounds and intent definition as a petition abatement, not a plea in the bar. It's not a motion. I'm abating the proceedings because I believe that there are mistakes and defects in the charging instrument. There are effects and defects in the process. I'm going to find great video to reference. You are law defects. I have to reset my computer here in a minute because it's fucking. And I think this is what the good thing about the abatement is because what you're doing is finding defects, and you know you're bringing them up for correction. Now the
Hmm.
bill of particulars is more about, oh, you know, you're not going to infringe on my rights, and I need to know the nature and cause of the accusation, right? Then you start getting into the accusation. Like the abatement is like, okay, whose name is on this? Who was it signed by? Right? Was this given proper service? You're not talking about constitutional laws in this.
Yeah.
Is there an affidavit? Who are the assignments? If it's a debt alleged, is the complainant plaintiff the original party? Like you're finding the defects. This is like this video is so beautiful if you want to go watch it.
Okay.
Like again, so I would just send this. I would fill this out because you're taking it in steps. You're going through the abatement process, right? You're not to me, it's don't just hit them all with everything at the same time. By the time you're ready to file that brief that you have composed, you have will have gone through these steps first. You know what I'm saying? And then you compile everything into the brief that's in this document, that's in your document. Let's go through all of it because I got the time today because I'm charging you for it. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Okay, save as a Word document. Okay, so I'm updating.
And you can get this out today to your lawyer.
Okay,
Email it to him.
how can I edit this? Ugh. Okay, I gotta go into Word.
So if you go to it, right? Hold on. I don't know if you can do this on your computer, right? But you see how
Mhm.
it says court documents. Let's go to the pleading templates, common law abatement. Now I can come here and I could just say download, and it'll download all of them into a zip file. You could pull it up on your computer and
Yeah,
then up or what you can do is there should be there should be somewhere where you can just add it to your, but I don't see the button because this is mine, but there should be a button somewhere where you can just add it to your drive. And then once you open it in your drive, you can start your Google Docs. You can start whatchamacallit. But if you're on the link that I sent you, you can't download it. You can't edit it.
yeah.
That's good coffee.
Okay, I just saved this into my thing.
But I have got to run, Kelly.
Okay.
Um, I'll telegram you later and see where you got and what you had got did and how everything's going.
Well, I'm editing this document right now.
All right. When you're done, just send me the link and I'll read over it because like this is good stuff for me. I love it.
Yeah, it just all the paperwork just makes me so nervous sometimes.
That's why to me it's very good to keep it very short for now. When
No, agree.
when you're ready to go, when you're ready to actually go into that courtroom, that's when you have all the stuff you want to slap him in the face with. But right now, to get rid of that, what you want to do is really want to do is get rid of your lawyer. So you can motion for discovery yourself, and they'll have to send it to you, not your lawyer. And you get to see every. Then you can go through it and start finding the defects.
Yeah, I just ugh, this is
You're good,
just
man. You're
nuts.
good. So you'll start seeing all this stuff is really just theater, right?
Yeah,
But anyway, hit me up later on. We'll what's the word? Follow up. Okay.
okay.
All right, love.
All right, I appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank you.
yes, love. Hey, be strong now.
I'm trying. I just feel like I'm losing my shit.
You're gonna be fine. You haven't hurt anyone, right?
I,
So just take that in consideration.
I just feel like if this all doesn't go well, then I'm going to turn around and end up in jail for 5 months when I get there on the 31st.
It's gonna be hard for them to put you in jail without a public defender. It's,
Okay.
just take that notion in because that man or whoever or the woman that's your public defender can sign for you and speak for you. That's what
So
you to me. And if there needs to be an order in order to put you in jail. And guess who's signing that order?
me at that point.
Or your public defender. And do you think you will ever sign that order? You
No.
would never sign the order to put you in jail, right? That's why they're trying to put that lawyer on you. So get rid
So
of the lawyer. You don't
and
need him.
just got to get him to say I'm not doing any of this.
Correct.
Oh, why did I just
And if they say sovereign citizen, like objection, I'm sorry. Are you telling me a plea in abatement is sovereign citizen rhetoric? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, did you not go to law school, sir? All right, but I got like 10 minutes, so I gotta run. We'll follow up later, okay? Because I'm off all day. So
Okay. Sounds good.
all right,
So
love.
I'll on this for a little bit and then I'll let you know when I'm ready to meet up with you.
All right, love.
All right. Sounds good.
Bye.